boys and girls! Today we are going to continue to learn about humorous or funny characters in storybooks. Last week we left off on reading Edward the Emu, and at the end of that story we met Edwina the Emu. Now today it's super exciting because we actually get to read about Edwina the Emu in our story. This book is by the same author and illustrator as Edward the Emu, Sheena Knowles, and Rod Clement. So just by looking at the illustration on the cover, I noticed that Edwina is wearing something pretty special. Do you know what this tutu and these shoes mean? What she might be doing? Well, I know that she might be a ballet dancer. Now let's take a look at the back. I see a picture of a lot of eggs, and I also see big, bold words at the top. It says, 10 little emus, and then it says, you've got to be kidding. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 emu eggs. That is a lot of eggs. I wonder what that has to do with our story. I also think we might get to see Edward the Emu in this story too. Let's read together and find out. There once were 2 emus who lived in the zoo. One was Edwina and Edward was 2. They played every day. There was never a fight. And they cuddled up close to keep warm every night. As they sat there one day, entwining their legs, Edwina announced she'd laid 10 little eggs. Yeek! Shouted Edward. He seemed to be choking. 10 little emus? You've got to be joking. I'm not, said Edwina. But don't get depressed. I'll look for a job. You stay on the nest. An ad in the paper said, dance the ballet. If you've got the legs, we're willing to pay. Great, said Edwina. That would be fine. I'll hop on a bus and I'll be there at 9. The director called out for the next ballerina, and onto the stage stepped the lovely Edwina. She whirled and she waltzed, she twirled and she leapt. Then she twisted her legs in a grand puree. Yeek! The man shouted. He seemed to be choking. An emu dance ballet? You've got to be joking. I'm not, said Edwina, but don't laugh at me. I'll find the right job soon. Just you wait and see. An ad in the paper said, chimney to sweep, stick your neck out, and you could make a heap. I will, said Edwina. Now this will be fun. I'll hop on a bus and I'll see you by 1. Up on the roof, the wind whistled about. I'm ready, the lady below shouted out. I'll just be a minute, Edwina called back. Then she pushed till she popped through, bristled and black. Yeek, said the lady. She seemed to be choking. An emu sweep chimneys? You've got to be joking. I'm not, said Edwina, but don't laugh at me. I'll find the right job soon. You just wait and see. An ad in the paper said, waiter required. If you're quick on your feet, you'll soon be hired. Yes, said Edwina, that's perfect for me. I'll hop on the bus and I'll be there by 3. I think it's funny how these people are looking at Edwina. I wonder what they're thinking. Edwina served tea to a man in a hat. Would you like me to bring you a meal with that? Yes, said the man. I'll have sausages fried with a couple of nice runny eggs on the side. Yeek, said Edwina. She seemed to be choking. You want eggs? You've got to be joking. I'm not, said the man. Eating eggs is the best. Once I ate 10 of them, straight from the nest. Oh no. Edwina ran out. She ran into the street. It was true when she said she was quick on her feet. Taxi! She cried. Take me home. Make it fast. I know what the right job for me is at last. It was late when Edwina got back to the nest. You're late, muttered Edward, and I need a rest. You're right, said Edwina. From now on, we share. I'll sit on the nest. You pull up a chair. There once were 12 emus who lived in the zoo. One was Edwina and Edward was 2. Then Fluffy and Scruffy and Sniffly Sneeze and Fatty and Footloose and Knobbly Knees and Lollipop Legs and Shortening and Squeak and the last little emu. They called that one Yeek. Well, that sure was a humorous and funny story. I especially thought that Edwina was a funny character, and I'm wondering if you do too. So your next steps are going to be to go to Flipgrid, and you're going to answer a few questions that I have for you. But I hope that you enjoyed this book, boys and girls. I know that I did, and I especially liked following Edward and Edwina's journey together, and I loved meeting their little emu chicks. So that was so fun. I hope that you enjoyed it too, boys and girls, and I can't wait to see all of your faces on Flipgrid when you answer the questions that I have. I'm so excited to see all your great thinking. See you soon!